Hey, that's CJ on the track.
See, the diamonds ain't gonna do nothing but shine. And them watches only take away the time. I need something I can feel deep in my soul. I need more than just some silver and some gold. See, I pray for this and I beg to get to this day. Where I ain't worried about if my rent gon' get paid. I ain't worried about
Good morning, Yankees universe, KOD Nation, stand up, and all you DJs, wake up and get your coffee. Welcome to this Thursday, February 2nd edition of the Yankees Morning Brew. And Yankee fans, how are you do? Shout out to the chat and everybody who's in the building so far. We got Eric Wallace in the building. Eric, how you doing? We got my man Tyler Tabbitt is in the building. Tyler, how you doing? Of course, the one and only Fritz, the Gotham Yankee Walter is in the building. Fritzy Boo, how you doing? My man Jonathan is in the building. He said, what do you think about the Gray Fenter signing? Listen, to me, it just adds an extra arm to the bullpen. A guy who has strikeout ability. I think he averaged a strikeout, more than a strikeout an inning last season. So it's something that the Yankees can do, especially with us losing Chad Green to the Toronto Blue Jays. It's good that the Yankees went out there and they signed someone else for that bullpen as an insurance guy. Greg Fenter is a guy who was able to start a few games. So be that long reliever, spot starter type of guy. I kind of like the signing. It's cheaper than like an Andrew Chafin, who's still out there on the market. So it's where the Yankees can play with when it comes to their financial structures right now, right? But shout out to my man Anthony Medina's in the building. I see my man Alan Landsman. He said GM Hector and all. I see you, baby. Your sound is muffled. Appreciate that. Let me just double check my mic. Of course, my mic wasn't the right mic. Hold on. Baby, let me know how the sound is right now. Appreciate you, Alan. Thank you so much for that. Also, guys, a quick update for the channel. If you guys can, starting in the next couple of weeks, we'll be moving the Yankees Morning Brew live show from the KOD Media channel over to the Morning Brew Sports channel. The reason why, thank you so much, Anthony. The reason why we're doing it is because we've been growing so much. KOD wants to give us free reins to do whatever we want. Right. So over on the Morning Brew Sports channel, we'll be able to have more content on that channel. We'll be able to go on later times during the day, and it doesn't constrict us to the schedule and the spots that KOD have open on this channel, right? KOD Media, the channel that we are on right now, will be the central hub for a lot of our content. But as we grow and as we get bigger, we just need to have different spaces so we can host other shows, right? So we got the blessing from KOD Media. They told us to go start our own YouTube channel separate from KOD Media. That way we can have more shows, more availability and everything like that. I'm going to put the link in the chat right now. If you're watching this on the playback, in the description of the video should be the link for the new channel. It's called the Morning Brew Sports channel. That will house the Yankees Morning Brew and the Knicks Morning Brew. And we got other few shows that we are working on at the moment that we will be bringing to that channel as well. So be on the lookout for that. My man Stevie Schumann is in the building. Steve, what it do, brother? Hope all is well, Steve. Hope all is well. But yeah, guys, like I said, this isn't a bad thing, right? Being able to open up our own YouTube channel that is still powered by KOD Media. KOD is putting the full force of their entire backing for this season coming up. Last year, appreciate you, Jonathan. Last year, it was about growth, right? Came on to KOD Media. KOD Media at the time had like 300 subscribers. And within the year, I've been working with KOD Media, with Jigga Man Porter exclusively. We have gone from 300 subscribers all the way to 1,300 subscribers within a span of 8 to 9 months, right? So with this new channel that we will be opening up, that we will be starting, probably going live at the end of this month, if not the beginning of March, it's a channel where we'll be able to fully do what we want to do over there. Not saying that KOD tells us we can't, but at the same time, we're able to fully control everything that we have, right? So shout out to KOD Media for giving us this power. And if you guys can, like I said, subscribe to the new channel. It's called the Morning Brew Sports. You will still be able to catch me over here on KOD Media. Like I said, the videos will still be here. Some of the shorts will come to this channel as well. It just gives us the opportunity to grow. And with the way we've been growing over these past few months, we're going to need it because we got a lot of big things in the pipeline that we are working on right now. As well, please tune in tomorrow to Get Yanked at 4 p.m. with myself, with Jigga Man Porto, and then you got Pete Simonetti behind the boards producing. There's a big announcement we will be announcing tomorrow, so you guys may want to tune in for that. But Yankee fans, let's get to the conversation. And also, I'll be putting the link to the open panel a bit earlier, probably like 10 minutes earlier than I normally do, just because I have a hard out at 12 o'clock. I had a doctor's appointment later on that I can't miss in the city, so I just got a hard out at 12 o'clock. But I wasn't going to cancel the show today because I had to talk to my peoples. I had to talk to the Yankees community because there's a lot of chatter that's going on. My man G-Man is in the building. G-Man, what it do, what it do, what it do. Salute. Now, if you guys don't listen to John Heyman, his podcast that he has, I recommend go listen to John Heyman. Great baseball mind. He's been doing this ever since I was a kid, ever since I was in junior high school. So please go listen to the John Heyman podcast. But according to John Heyman and his podcast, he said the Yankees are shopping around Gleyber Torres and both IKF. I'm going to say that again. According to John Heyman and the podcast that he has, he said the Yankees are out there calling up other GMs, calling up other teams, trying to move off of Gleyber Torres and IKF. Gleyber Torres and the Yankees last week, they just agreed on a 1-year deal that's a little bit under $10 million to avoid arbitration for this season, right? The reason why they gave him, and I was having a conversation this past Tuesday, and it was a bit weird because I'm like, why they just don't give him the $10 million? Why are you giving him $9,900,000, $500,000? Why are you doing that? But I understood it now. I understand now, I should say. Because the Yankees, they're at that Steve Cohen thresh mark. They don't want to go over that thresh mark, right? They don't want to lose any international signing money. Right, there's a big crop of there's a big pool next offseason of international signees that the Yankees are targeting. So they don't want to lose any of that flexibility when it comes to the international market. Secondly, they do not want to lose any draft pick compensations that they have. You know, if you go over that threshold, if you're a violating offender on that threshold, you could lose draft compensation. So the Yankees know that when it comes to the draft, they have to hit on whatever they can hit on because they're not going to be drafted in the top 5. They're going to be in the 20s to 30s when it comes to the Yankees because they're competitive every season. We want the Yankees to not be in the top 5 when it comes to the MLB draft, right? Shout out to my bro Jigga Man is in the building. Jigga Man, what it do, what it do, what it do. Oh, I got my guy FJ. FJ's in the building. Sorry, FJ, if I didn't see you. He said, doesn't surprise me. I think it's a sign they are committed to Volpe and Peraza. And that's a great one right there, FJ, because I'm 100% on board with that. When it comes to Peraza, I was having this past conversation with Sandy Molinares, who was a phenomenal guest this past Tuesday. If you missed the episode, please go play the watch back and go watch that video. But Sandy and I was having this conversation, and I brought up how I believe Anthony Volpe, and this is no knock on Anthony Volpe, he is not going to be a major league shortstop. If he proves me wrong, I'll be the first one to say, give me my crow salad and I'll eat the crow, right? 100%. Shout out to TC Stills in the building. TC Stills, what it do? Putting a ton of pressure on Volpe. When it comes to Volpe and TC Stills, hopefully you agree with me with this. I don't want Volpe to play shortstop, right? With the Yankees. Shift him to second base, right? Not saying he doesn't have the fielding ability to play shortstop, because he does. He does have the fielding ability and the fielding capability to play shortstop. What he doesn't have is that shortstop arm. Every scout, if you look at every scouting report when it comes to Anthony Volpe, the one thing that they point out is his arm. He checks the boxes when it comes to everything else. When it comes to his speed, when it comes to his power, when it comes to his ability to put the bat on ball, he checks all of those boxes. What he doesn't check is his arm strength. I could definitely see the Yankees this season, whether they move off of Gleyber Torres or not, starting the year with Anthony Volpe in the minor leagues for one reason and one reason only: to manipulate the service time. You guys all know that buzzword. MLB teams love to manipulate the service time of certain players. That's why when you look at the Pittsburgh Pirates, that's why O'Neal Cruz was in the minor leagues for as long as he was, because the Pirates wanted to manipulate his service time. The only team that didn't do that was the Seattle Mariners last year with Julio Rodriguez. They knew how special this kid was in spring training, and they made sure he's going to break camp with us. And look what they did towards the end of the year. They gave him that massive extension. Julio Rodriguez aside, every major league team wants to take advantage of a player's service time. If you have these parameters in place, if you're a general manager, for instance, right, just hypothetically, if somebody's a general manager and they have the ability to take advantage of the service time of a major league player just for an extra year of control, if you as a GM, you don't take advantage of that rule, you should be fired, right? So I 100% expect Anthony Volpe to start the season in the minor leagues, probably get an extra 75 at-bats in the minor leagues, 50 to 75, before the chances of him being called up to the major league level, right? Let me look at some people in this chat. TC still says, we'll love to see Peraza and Volpe combo for years. Have Peraza play shortstop. We've seen what Peraza could play shortstop at the major league level. We've seen that. We definitely see that, right? Having Volpe play second base, that way it doesn't, the defense part of it doesn't eat him alive like it did to Gleyber Torres a couple of seasons ago. Granted, Gleyber Torres is nowhere near the fielder that Anthony Volpe is. I'm not comparing them from that point of view. What I'm saying is you don't want a few mistakes to pop up with Volpe at shortstop, and then he starts getting in his head. So in order to make that transition very seamlessly from the minor leagues to the major league level, I would want Volpe to play second base. It'll be a lot easier for him, especially with that arm strength. Having Peraza be the shortstop, someone he's played alongside with in the Yankees minor league system, it will be very athletic up the middle when you look at Peraza and when you look at Volpe. I think the Yankees may have something special when it comes to solving that issue from an in-house. Now we have to figure out, what are we going to do with Gleyber Torres? And that's the conversation I want to have in an open panel. I'm going to put the link, like I said, I'm going to put it at 11:20, a bit 10 minutes earlier than I normally do, but that's the conversation I want to have. I want to have the conversation of, what do we do with a Gleyber Torres? What do we do with DJ LeMahieu? What do we do with Josh Donaldson, right? So that's going to be the conversation on the open panel, right? Because, I see my man L.I. Yankee King is in the building. L.I., I apologize for not acknowledging you sooner, my man. He said Yankee fans are overreacting to passing on shortstops for Volpe and Peraza, and it puts pressure on the kids. I get what you're saying, but the Yankees' pressure is a bit different than we can say an Arizona Diamondbacks fan base pressure, right? With the Yankees, if you're able to make it past that pressure, as they say, pressure makes diamonds. With the Yankees, if you're able to thrive off of the pressure that the fan base gives you, you'll be an all-star. You'll be a diamond in the league for years to come. And let the Yankees take this Aaron Judge offseason, the contract negotiation this offseason, let them take that and put that in the back of their head. You guys know what I always say. When it comes to the Yankees, going forward, if Anthony Volpe comes out the gates, I'm not saying he's going to come out the gates like a Julio Rodriguez, but if he comes out the gates firing on all cylinders as a prospect, as a rookie, if he starts killing it right out the gate when he gets called up for that entire first season, Yankees, whatever you do, give him an extension sooner rather than later. Do not wait to free agency so we can avoid everything we just endured when it comes to Aaron Judge and his contract negotiations. Shout out to my man Michael Caputo's in the building. Caputs, what it do. And of course, Caputs, Negative Nancy. I'm not high on the prospects. Honestly, I think the prospects would be a bust. Well, if that's what you think, that's what you think. But all I know is Anthony Volpe is rated as the #1 shortstop prospect in all of baseball. That has to mean something, Caputo. Volpe is rated by Baseball America as the #1 shortstop prospect in all of baseball. Jason Dominguez is rated as the 10th best outfielder in all of Major League Baseball when it comes to prospects. So hopefully the scouts know what they're talking about when it comes to these two, right? Volpe and Dominguez. But I see that Caputo, he needs a digital hug. So like I always say, digital hug to Caputo. But let's just trust the process for once. This prospect pool that we have in the Yankees minor league system right now, over these past 20 years, since the core four, since the Fab Five, including Bernie Williams, this prospect pool that we have is the best prospect pool that the Yankees have had since the core four, since the Fab Five. Now, when it comes to Volpe, the only thing I have, right, when it comes to Volpe, is that in the minor league system, he never hit 300. That's the one critique we can have about Anthony Volpe. While in the minor leagues, he's never hit over 300. While Derek Jeter was in the minor leagues, Derek Jeter was constantly hitting over 300, 320, 330, however you want to put it, constantly. So if you want to find a kink in the armor when it comes to Anthony Volpe, or if you want to find something to critique, you could critique that. But when it comes to the prospects we have in the system right now, in the pipeline, right? This is the best crop of Yankee prospects we have ever had in these pipeline over the past 20 years. Shout out my bro, Worldwide L in the building. Lawrence Mayberry, what it do? Salute, 3 capital S's. Appreciate the super chat, my man. Shout out my man, Worldwide L. Make sure you go follow the guys over at For the Love of the Game, 100%. L, I'm going to put this in the chat right now. We're starting a new channel as well alongside of KOD Media called Morning Brew Sports, right? So if you guys can, if you're in the chat right now, if you didn't see the chat earlier, if you didn't hear the conversation earlier, please subscribe to the new channel called Morning Brew Sports, right? Within the next week, within the next month, we'll be moving the live shows from KOD Media over to Morning Brew Sports. It's not a negative thing. Don't think it's anything negative. It's because KOD wants to give us more range to do what we want to do. Right, so please support the new channel. Lives will be coming from the new channel within the next month. As of right now, we will be staying on KOD. But I got a few in the chat that I want to highlight as well. Hold on. My man Blue Gold is in the building. Big Blue, what it do? My man, baby Blue, what it do, Blue? He said Baseball America rankings are always for sale. Listen, can I get some money on that too? Can I put some ends on it? Because if that's the case, if they're for sale, I need to put some money to bring Jason Dominguez higher when it comes to Baseball America rankings, right? My man Steve Schumann says, I think the issue with extending early is that teams that do that typically don't have enormous contracts with other players. Yankees would be hesitant with Judge, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, I see what you're saying, but what I was saying is, like I said, if we had to do Aaron Judge rookie year all over again, right? And that offseason, Aaron Judge that offseason after hitting 50 home runs as a rookie, you guys are going to tell me if the Yankees would have offered him 10 years for $150 million or 10 years for $200 million, you would take that? As $160 million cheaper than what he signed for. Again, I'm just thinking hindsight 50-50, of course, thinking outside the box. I'm just saying if we can avoid the fiasco of the free agency like we went through with Aaron Judge. If we could avoid that, why not try to avoid it? Michael Caputo said, I need a hug, but remember, it's been 13 years since they won. I'm not arguing with you with that. Sunil is in the chat. Suni, what it do, baby? Are digital hugs really a thing? Listen, Sunil, if you want a digital hug, I'll give you a digital hug, my man. Tim, King of the Jordans, what it do? Salute, my guy. Hope all is well, hope all is well, hope all is well. Jigga Man Portal, KOD Media is officially the full sponsor of Yankees Morning Brew and Knicks Morning Brew. Share the YouTube page with everyone, please. LeMayo, 100%. And that's what it is. KOD Media will be the full sponsor of Yankees Morning Brew and Knicks Morning Brew going forward. Shout out my man Ivan Manny's in the building. What it do? Chanel said, Jigga Man Portal, a.k.a. Johnny Totoro. Man, Blue Ghost said about a few years ago, Baseball America was caught selling these. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I'm never going to talk about Baseball America now then. Blue, thank you for that. I had no idea. Appreciate you, my man. L.I. Yankee King said, Eric, I have the Mariners winning the World Series and being the 4th seed and knocking out the 5th seed. Yeah. Oh, that's what it is, L.I.? That's how loyalty works with you, L.I. Yankee King? I see loyalty don't means anything to you, brother. Shout out my man Rod Thompson is in the building. Rod Thompson, how you doing? Hope all is well, Rod. Hope all is well. Carlos with a K is in the building. Carlos, what it do? All right, so I'm gonna put the invite for the open panel into the chat right now. Like always, guys, remember KOD Media, we have to respect the terms and services of Twitch and of YouTube as well. We broadcast simultaneously on YouTube and on Twitch, so we have to respect the terms and services of both outlets, right? So if you guys can respect the TOS of both sites, be respectful to everybody as they come up. If somebody's in the middle of giving their take, please let them finish before you chime in, because I give everyone the opportunity to get off their chest what they want to get off their chest. Like I said, this is a conversation of what are the Yankees going to do with their infield? What are we going to do with a Gleyber Torres? What are we going to do with DJ or Josh Donaldson? I don't want it to be, listen, we're going to have another conversation about left field, because I'm going to be blue in the face if I have another conversation about left field. But I'm going to bring my first guy into the panel, the one and only Mr. TC Stills. TC Stills, what it do, baby? Good morning, Papa.
Good morning.
Hold on. Can you hear me? Just making sure my audio is good.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Good morning.
Oh,
yep.
Yeah, there we go.
Sorry, my mic wasn't down.
No, I was like, is he in a hallway right now? It literally sounded like you was in a hallway.
It's my home office. Home office right here.
Okay. TC Stills, my man. Hope all is well, bro. How you doing this morning?
Oh, everything's good.
Nice,
all good.
Nice.
How you doing?
Nice. I'm doing good, bro. Question: are you going to be there for the April 1st event at Yankee Stadium?
I wish. I'm in California, so.
You in Cali, bro?
Yeah,
oh,
I'm a Cali fan out here. Yeah, I was born in Rhode Island, so I'm East Coast guy. That's why I'm a Yankee fan. But
question, I want to ask.
I have some news. I have some news though.
Go ahead, baby.
I will be moving to South Carolina in May.
Nice.
So I'm getting closer.
You get a little bit closer.
My family's out there, so yeah, we're coming closer. And I told my dad and my brother, be ready. We're going to the game. We're going to a game. Maybe not April 1st, but we're going to.
Definitely. Listen, if you didn't know, TC, if you didn't know, KOD Media, right? It stands for Knights of Degen. Knights of Degen, it's an NFT project that operates in Web3. On top of it, if you ever heard of the Fan Control Football League, that's what KOD Media is from. It's a fantasy football league with ex-football players. It's the team that Terrell Owens was playing with last year, and he was actually on the Knights of Degen. Their stadium, it's in Atlanta, right? It's the old Turner's Field. They took Turner's Field over and they turned that into a football stadium, right? So during the FCF Fan Control football season, I will be in Atlanta. Not sure how far that is from if you're going to be from South Carolina, but if you have a chance to check out one of the games, Fan Control Football, I would love to have you up there. So as we get closer to the season and as you get settled in South Carolina, let's try to set something up with that. All right, bro?
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But before we continue, I got another guy in the chat. I got a Mr. Mikey Caputo in the building. Caputs, how are you doing, baby?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, bro. How you feeling this morning?
I'm good. All right.
You good?
Yeah.
You had your coffee this morning, Caputo? You sure?
I didn't have any coffee. I don't drink coffee.
Did he get his hug? Did he need a hug?
Yeah, do you need a hug, Caputo? Come here, baby. Come on, let's hug it out.
I just want a World Series. I think everybody does.
Nah, I get it.
We all want that.
We all want that, bro. We all want that. And listening to WFAN yesterday, not sure if you was listening to the Tiki and Tierney show, but they were having a conversation. Out of all the New York sports team, I'll start with you, TC. Out of all the New York sports teams, which team do you think is the closest to a championship?
Out of all the New York sports, I'd say the Yankees. I'm gonna go with the Yankees. I mean, the Giants are pretty close. Knicks, I know we talk about the Knicks. I don't know. They got some issues, but
they definitely ain't close. Hold on.
No.
I got Ivan Manny was backstage trying to join. It just had the question mark trying to sync. And Tyler Tabbitt, he's backstage as well, but it's the same thing. Tyler and Ivan, if you guys could just refresh your feed. Sometimes StreamYard has a bad connection. If you could just refresh your StreamYard feed and come backstage again. My fault, TC. Go ahead, bro.
No, the Yankees are the closest. Their pitching is solid. I mean, we talk about this all the time with Caputo. I mean, yeah, we need some contact hitters. We need better, athletic players. And they haven't done that. And I think that's, if they just do a couple tweaks to the lineup, they'll be that much closer to beating Houston. Houston's the only one in the way. I mean, I think they're right there.
100% agree.
The other teams, the Giants and Jets, I don't know. The Giants are a little closer than the Jets. Yeah. But I think it's the Yankees.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Hold on one second, Capuch. Before we continue, Ivan Manny, good morning, Ivan. You good, baby?
Yeah, man. What's up?
Hey, there you go. Hold on one second. And let me check Tyler. There's Tyler. Tyler, what it do, baby?
What's up?
Chilling, dog, chilling. All right. So I'm gonna just throw the question around. Caputo. Like I was just talking with TC, when it comes to New York sports team, who do you think is the closest to a championship? I know you're not a Knicks fan, so you don't got to talk about the Knicks. I know you're not a Knicks fan. I'll talk about the Knicks. But out of all the teams in New York City or New York, who do you think is closer to a championship?
I would say none of them.
If you had to just Caputo, let's come on, enjoy the conversation. If you had to just pick one,
none of them.
I tried. Hold on one second before we continue. Uncle Tats is in the building from the Pinstripe Chronicles. What it do, Tats? Salute. Mr. Fritz Walter said Yankees have none of that or only bad ones with other words. Yankees leadership has no clue what they are talking about. If they had to survive without Yankees gloriful past, they failed. Yeah, I see what you're saying. But Ivan, I want to have the same question going your way, brother, before we talk about the Yankees. When it comes to the New York City sports scene, who do you feel is the closest to a championship?
It's really a tight race between the Mets and Yankees. I mean, really, it's right there. If any team, any year was the year that I would say, if they were one of them was going to go, they both might. I mean, this could be the Subway Series repeat again. And I hope for that every year, to be honest.
Listen, I always say when both Yankees and Mets, when they're both good, when they're both top in their league, when they're both number one in their division, and New York City, the baseball season is so much fun.
It's more fun. All of our friends, when we live locally, all of them. I hate it when my Mets fans are down and out by August, and they're just like, "Oh, fuck baseball! I want football already." Like when they're both in it, man, it's at least exciting. It's a
special time in the city. Like you said, you have your friends that are Met fans, and if they're doing bad, they'll be quick to snap on you. They're like they're like, right away. They're like, how about those Jets? How about those? Exactly.
Like,
Straight deflection. But Tyler, I'm going to throw the same question your way before we bring it around about the Yankees. When it comes to the New York City sports scene, I should say, Tyler, who do you think or who do you feel is the closest to winning the championship, bro?
Definitely the Yankees.
Mm-hmm. Any second place? Anyone in second place, maybe?
I would probably say the Giants are in
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Also, too, talking about football, Tom Brady retired again for the second time within the past 2 years. So let's see how long that lasts. But Mr. Tom Brady, listen, salutations. Wish you all the best. He's been in the league for as many years as he was in the league. As a Giant fan, I'm not going to talk that bad about Mr. Brady because we beat him both times we faced him in the Super Bowl. So I don't got nothing bad to say about Brady. But no, honestly, when it comes to just sports, Tom Brady he's transcended sports. He was bigger than just a quarterback, right? Pop culture, movie references, TV references. Tom Brady, if you was to ask the regular normie down the street who Tom Brady is, they can tell you who Tom Brady is quicker than they can tell you who the hell Daniel Jones is. That's one thing right there, right? That's one thing we know. But before we continue, I got a couple of people backstage. Jonathan, I see you backstage. Jonathan, if you could just give me a thumbs up so I could just make sure that's you. There we go. There we go. Good morning, Jonathan.
Hi.
Nice to have you on the panel. First time on the panel, my man. Where you from?
I'm in New York on the west side.
Okay.
Manhattan.
Nice. Oh, I'm in Manhattan myself, but I'm further north. I'm in the Dykeman area with a Cuchi Frito is the best over here. That's where I'm at.
There all the time.
All right. So I'm gonna throw the question around to the panel. I start with you, TC Stills, before I make my way around to Jonathan. When it comes to this situation, first of all, I'm not sure if you heard the John Heyman rumors that the Yankees are shopping IKF and Gleyber Torres. So a two-part question. One, do you believe it? And two, if that's the case, what do you think they're shopping them for?
As far as the rumors go, I mean, it's a possibility. There's so many rumors that are going around. Hicks is the starting left fielder. Hicks is going to be traded. Donaldson's going to be traded. So, I mean, there could be something to the rumor.
Mm-hmm.
They might want to get something possibly a pitcher for Gleyber.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much they can get from IKF, but I'm feeling that Gleyber's going to play this year out, and that might be it. Trading deadline. Maybe that's where he goes, depending on how well he does in the beginning of the season. IKF, there's no need for him. I mean, he can go. I mean, he's just a back. We have too many backup, infielders. We need some we need some better outfielders, especially left fielder.
That's true. That's true. Kaput, same question going your way when it comes to the reports out of John Heyman and stuff. When it comes to the Yankees trying to shop around these two, obviously February, a couple of weeks away. Tyler, you got your brother there, Tyler? Is that another
roommate?
That's your roommate. What's up, roomie? How you doing? When it comes to Brian Cashman, obviously around February, we're a couple of weeks away from pitchers and catchers going to spring training. Yeah. Do you believe the rumors of shopping around IKF and Gleyber Torres? And if that's the case, Caputs, who are you aiming? Whether it's a bullpen arm, what are you looking for in a return for those two?
Well, yeah, I think these rumors go around a lot, these trade speculations, but I wouldn't definitely move IKF and Torres. And I mean, like, it's got to be done because, Gleyber Torres for the last 2 years has been just subpar. I mean, he hits low for average. He's very streaky. IKF is a terrible defensive play. He's a liability at shortstop, and they definitely have to be traded. And I would still trade Donaldson too. But who I would replace them with, there really isn't any other great infielders on the trade market right now. I don't know who they could really trade for, but I would trade for a reliever. I would trade for that reliever on the Pirates, Bednar.
Bednar,
yeah. I would trade with him. In terms of infielders, I would love to replace these guys. But what I think they're going to do when they trade IKF and Torres, they'll probably just put DJ at third. And I guess they're going to go with Volpe, even though I want to see changes in the infield. I think the infield is more of a problem than the outfield. I know we need a left fielder, but I think the infield is more of a problem than the outfield. So, the way I feel about this team, man, I still think we have like 3 holes. There's 3 pieces away for them to win a World Series. So that's what they got to do. And of course, are we even going to get a left fielder? Because they've done nothing offensively to improve this.
You know, Caputo, Aaron Boone, he's having an event tomorrow and Secaucus in New Jersey.
Yeah.
I can get you the information if you want to run down and give him a piece of your mind. You want? I can set that up. I got people that's running that event. I can get you backstage, bro.
If I talked to Aaron Boone right now, I would probably get into a yelling match with him. So I don't know.
Man. Before we continue, before I bring the question over to Tyler, I just want to throw a quick shout out in the chat. Sandy Molinares is in the chat. Sandy, what it do? Salute, salute, salute. If you guys missed this Tuesday's episode when I had Sandy on, it was a great conversation.
Yeah.
Go rewatch that video. And also, the link to the description for Sandy's channel is in my description right now. So the link for their channel is in the description. Go click on the link so you can go watch Sandy's interview with Andres Chaparro. It was a great interview. Also, Sandy, phenomenal Yankees mind, phenomenal Yankee content creator. So please go support. You'll see a lot of work with Sandy and myself in the future. She's real knowledgeable. Yeah, very knowledgeable.
I really enjoyed it. And Hector, we got to start this Manny Machado campaign thing.
I'm waiting for you, baby. I told you, go to the arts and crafts store, right? Get me the cardboard paper. Let's start drawing things and let's get them signs, Caputo. I'm waiting on you, dog. I can't be the only lunatic with a sign outside of Yankee Stadium. You got to be there you got to match my energy. All right, so I'm gonna throw the same question over to Tyler, then over to Jonathan. When it comes to the Gleyber Torres conversation, are you looking to move Gleyber Torres or IKF, Tyler? And if you are, who do you want back in return? If it's a bullpen arm, a backup piece, what are you thinking, Tyler? Tyler, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Like I was saying, when it comes to Gleyber Torres, who do you want back in return if they decide to move Gleyber Torres and IKF? What you looking for? Can you hear me, Tyler?
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah. If you can.
My mic.
Okay. Yeah, like I was saying, for Gleyber Torres, who would you want to move and get back in return, Tyler?
Maybe another.
Another start for me. I think it was L.I. Yankee King that put it in the chat when he was talking about the reliever from Chicago from the White Sox. You guys remember his name off the top of your head? Garrett Crochet, the left-handed reliever, the power arm from the White Sox. Honestly, I would love to have another left-handed reliever because I don't want Wandy Peralta to be the only left-handed reliever that we rely on for the entire season. For me, Wandy Peralta was phenomenal last year. I just don't want to burn him out. You know, the Yankees, they have a history of burning out relievers that's been successful. Look what happened to Chad Green. Hell, he had a Tommy John surgery because the Yankees, they wore him out for the years that he was here and the 2 years that he was actually close to being an all-star.
Well, they could sign that reliever, Andrew Chaffin. I mean, he's available too.
If they move off the money. So that's the thing. With IKF and Gleyber Torres, their contract together is about 15 to 16 mil, right? Yeah. So if they're able to free up $16 million, they could use 7 to 9 for a Jerison Profar, or they could use 7 to 9 for Andrew Safin, like you said, Michael Caputo. Yeah. It's all about moving the money around, right? Because the Yankees, they want to stay under that threshold, that Steve Cohen threshold, which I understand because the Yankees, they don't want to mess with their draft capital, international signing money, and all their chances to re-up this team. But I'm gonna throw the question to Jonathan. Jonathan, first time on the panel. Thank you for jumping on the panel. Appreciate you for always being in the chat as well. But when it comes to Gleyber Torres, can you hear me?
Yeah, I think I'm very slow. My reaction time with the camera is
okay.
Behind.
No problem, Jonathan. If you want to refresh and then come back, you're more than welcome to do that, Jonathan. My apologies for that, guys. But Ivan, same question going your way. You had your dog in the background barking.
Yeah,
he wanted to get in on the conversation. He was like, "Oh, we talking about Gleyber? What to do?" But
she was mad we were talking about left field again.
Yeah, that's what it is. As soon as she heard left field, she started going off. But when it comes to Gleyber Torres, same question in IKF. Who are you trying to get back? What are you looking for in return, bro?
Prospects, payroll flexibility. I mean, honestly, the ability to do something else down the road, because normally Cashman likes that $5 or $10 million to play for midseason acquisitions. Mm-hmm. And without the they're right up against that threshold, and they have no chance of getting over it. So Heyman talking about it in the news is just trying to create some type of hype. Most of these teams are already set and stand pat. They're ready to go to spring in 2 weeks. So he's just hoping that somebody starter somewhere goes down and he can get rid of some of this money so he can actually do something this year. I mean, that's the reality. You know, it's hard because Cashman wants to do something, but it ain't his pocket that he's taking the money out of. So he's given a budget and they're up against it. So right now we got no moves. We got nothing going on because there's no money. And obviously, you know, Steinbrenner spent the money this year, but with bad moves in the past, we're up against it. So he's got, please take some more garbage, please. And you know, but
no, listen,
at this point, I take prospects. I really don't care. Just get them off so we can get some payroll so that we can make a move like you know, in the off season and possibly get that left fielder for the second half, you know, get that, you know, because we have 13 infielders. They don't need anybody. I mean, they need a left fielder. We all know that, but I don't want to bring it up, you know.
Listen, we could take the roll of the dice when it comes to low level prospects because you never know what those low level prospects could turn into. Right?
Give us some pitching prospects so we can actually go get Reynolds next year.
Exactly. When you look at some of the players around Major League Baseball, Sandy Alcantara, he was a guy that I think it was a trade between the Marlins and the White Sox, or I think that's what it is. But Sandy Alcantara, he was a low level prospects that went back in return. Fernando Tatis Jr., when they traded James Shields to the Chicago White Sox, Fernando Tatis Jr. went back to San Diego as a low-level So you never know. Like the low-level prospects, they take a long time to make it to the major league level, but you playing lottery with that because one of these pieces that you can get back in return could be a prospect that turns into a superstar or turns into an all-star, right? So
I'd even take international draft money at this point because the reality is they spend the big money in the international draft because we draft so high anyway, because we're always at least competitive. That they rather take that money than have money actually on the payroll. So somebody takes something for anything at this point.
Or take, like you said, trade that player, get prospects in return. And if you have to use those prospects in a flip to get someone else that you need to actually play left field, why not? You know, why not? But I think, honestly, I honestly think Gleyber Torres will start the season with the Yankees. As the season goes on, I could see a situation where Gleyber Torres, he's either shipped to one place so we could get prospects so we could send to the Chicago Cubs so we could get Ian Happ, or the Chicago Cubs wind up trading for Gleyber Torres, who was in their system, who they originally signed as a 16-year-old to be with the Chicago Cubs. So there's a way that we could finagle and try to get prospects so we could trade for a player, or we could use Gleyber Torres in a trade to trade for a player, right? So there's a lot of things that we can do, right? But I got LI Yankee King in the chat saying, but no one don't want to trade DJ who we could save 15 million. TC Stills, I'm gonna start with you when it comes to the possibility of trading DJ LeMahieu for LI Yankee King's sake, right? I don't want him to be in the chat going like this, right? So for his sake, TC Stills, would you trade DJ LeMahieu? If there's a possibility to trade DJ LeMahieu, is that something that you would entertain as a conversation?
I guess it all depends on who we're getting in return, but he's too valuable to the team. He's like their best contact hitter, and he plays multiple positions. He could be the starting third baseman. He could be the starting second baseman. You know, he plays first base. I mean, there's so many other people I would trade before him, but I mean, it depends on who we're getting in return. If it's for Reynolds or somehow, or it's for a maybe third, a number 3 starter or something like that. Yeah, maybe. But at this point, we got so many holes. We're going to trade LeMahieu and then have more holes. So,
the last guy I would trade. First of all, we need contact hitters. Why would you want to have an entire lineup of home run hitters? Like, that would be the stupidest trade ever. I'd rather trade Torres, IKF. Those are the guys I'd rather trade, not DJ LeMahieu.
Exactly.
I mean,
it's a pecking order of who we want to trade. Like, there's a list of who. Now, like TC still says, if there's a situation that a number 3 starter or a number 2 starter is available and they want DJ LeMahieu only, we can have that conversation.
That's a different take then,
like he said also with Brian Reynolds, if it comes up that it's a 3-team deal, including the Pirates, the Yankees, and some random team, the Dodgers, for instance, right? But the Dodgers, they want DJ LeMahieu to be their second baseman. Cool. It's a conversation for us to have. But just to randomly want to trade DJ LeMahieu, who could play first base, who could play second base, who could play third base. I get he's been injured these past couple of years. I get that. But at the same time, Giancarlo Stanton has been injured also. We can rely for Giancarlo Stanton to go on the IL at least 2 to 3 times a season, right? So even if, knock on wood, that happens next year, we can move DJ LeMahieu to the DH spot. Don't have to worry about him getting injured, right? So there's flexibility when it comes to that. Now, if DJ just breaks down and he never returns to 50% than what he was, we're going to have to get rid of him. We're going to have to eat some money. We're going to have to trade him. But right now, I haven't seen that with DJ LeMahieu. I'm going to throw the same question over to Kaput. You had anything else to add on? I'm sorry, because you were talking.
No, I was saying that I think DJ LeMahieu is the best after Aaron Judge. I think DJ LeMahieu is the best player in this team after Judge. And why would you trade your best pure, contact hitter on the team? I mean, we were just getting more contact hitters on this team. That's why when you had Benintendi, I thought you had 2 great table setters with him and LeMahieu, but now it's just down to DJ LeMahieu and basically nobody else because the lineup has a slewage of power hitters and really nobody else. So it's just like, where is the contact coming from besides LeMahieu? There's no contact. We need LeMahieu. We can't lose LeMahieu.
Yeah, and Jacob Petruzzi, shout out to Jacob Petruzzi because he said, Jason Medina, you're forgetting Manny Actor would be our manager as well because that's LI Yankee King's favorite possible manager, Manny Actor. But Ivan, same question going your way. When it comes to the possibility of moving pieces around, what are you thinking about?
Is
DJ
moving
LeMahieu.
Pieces?
Yeah, moving DJ. I should have specified. Sorry.
That's the most LI thing I've ever heard. It's just, it's terrible. I'm sorry to say it. You need I can't keep repeating all these guys. We need contact.
Yeah, more high average.
It's ridiculous. I got 6 other guys I'd rather drive to the airport first, than that guy. It just makes no sense to me. Just
same. There's a few other guys that I'll pay for that Uber pool to the airport before I will pay for DJ LeMahieu's Uber. But Tyler, same question going your way when it comes to DJ LeMahieu. Are you trying to trade DJ LeMahieu, Tyler? What's your thoughts on it?
That's the LI thing you've ever heard.
Very smooth from Tyler. A good hell no from Tyler.
I was trying to get yanked again.
Yeah, that's what it is. He's building up to get yanked this Friday tomorrow. Jonathan, same question going your way when it comes to DJ LeMahieu. Is your camera, everything working good now, Jonathan?
Everything should be fine.
All right, awesome.
I'm not trading LeMahieu. I would prefer to trade Torres before LeMahieu, especially since we have a lot of young minor league infielders coming up. And honestly, I have to go to see a few minor league games. Last year, I went to see Hudson Valley, and the year before, I saw Somerset Patriots.
Nice.
So
I have a friend named Nathan Ramachandra who I'm going to set up to bring onto the show within the next couple of weeks. He actually covers the Somerset Patriots, right? He covers the Yankees minor league system. One of the main beat writers down there. He actually works with Sandy a lot, with Julian also. Great guy. The interview I had with Andres Chaparro was because Nathan set that up. So a lot of the Yankees minor league players I was able to interview was because of Nathan. So I'm gonna set it up so Nathan could come on and we could kick it in and have the conversation. But 19 comment in the chat, he says DJ's toe has a better batting average than Aaron Hicks and Joey Gallo combined.
I also don't see anywhere Hicks belongs on this team. I don't see Hicks. I don't understand why after last year they even want him on this team. It's
Aaron Hicks, his time with the Yankees is over. I think something will happen. If he makes this team, I'm gonna be so upset. I'm gonna be so miserable. My blood pressure may spike through the roof, right? I'm just throwing that out there right now. But I'm not a fan of having Aaron Hicks on this team. You guys know the story that I said when I was at Yankee Stadium last year and the time he showed up at Yankee Stadium. I don't need to repeat it. But Aaron Hicks, to me, when Aaron Boone had to go out there and take you out in the middle of an inning, not even after in the middle of the inning, remove you from play and bench you in the 3rd or 4th inning, something's wrong with you. You don't have it anymore. And I get it. The Yankees, they're committed to him for the next 3 years for $30 million. But cut your losses. If you guys seen the movie Moneyball, what did he tell the guy who was playing David Justice? The Yankees don't like you that much. They rather pay you to play against them. That's how little they think of you. Do the same thing with Aaron Hicks, because that's what us fans think of Aaron Hicks. I would rather the Yankees pay Aaron Hicks $10 million to go play on another team, not our team. TC, what's your thoughts on about that?
100%. I mean, you took the words out of my mouth. I mean, honestly, if he suits up, just puts on a jersey, I think I'm just gonna blow a fuse. I mean, he doesn't even deserve a jersey, let alone start as the left fielder. I mean, put DJ LeMahieu in left field before Hicks. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I just think it's all smoke and mirrors with this hyping him up like he's going to be the starting left field. There's no way. There's no way he starts in left field. But I don't know who else does. Cabrera should be our, super utility. We can't have him start in left field every day. So, I mean,
hold on. I got to point to the chat. Sunil, hold on. He says he's at Hicks. The name alone is like the title of an M. Night Shyamalan movie. Like Signs, you have a cast of tormented Yankee fans in agony at the mere sight of mentioning of his name. That right there, probably one of my favorite chats so far this year for 2022, because it's so true. It is literally so true. But I'm gonna ask this question, go around, and again, I'm gonna start with TC Stills. Can you remember, when it comes to the Yankees, do you remember a player when it comes to the fan backlash like Aaron Hicks is getting from the fans? Can you remember another Yankee that had it the same way like Aaron Hicks is having right now, TC?
Joey Gallo got it.
Well, that's an easy pick. That's an easy pick. Besides Joey Gallo and Aaron Hicks, right? Do you remember a Yankee that got it from the fans like Joey Gallo and Aaron Hicks, like both of them?
Well, yeah, going back to '96, I can remember when Tino Martinez started off slow, and he was replacing, the legend Mattingly. So he got it for the first month. He was booed. He was terrible, and then second month, May, June, he started heating it up. But yeah, I remember those. I remember him getting booed. Same, and Chuck Knobloch. I remember Chuck Knobloch getting it for with all his bad throws. But yeah, there's been some guys that you have to perform. The fans demand excellence. They demand a World Series championship, and if it's their right, they pay the ticket. They can boo, they can cheer. So if you don't perform, you're gonna hear it.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if any of you guys heard the interview with Jameson Taillon with the Chicago Cubs, his first interview after leaving the Yankees. But he said, listen, Yankee fans, they just expect you to perform. He said that he didn't feel like the Yankee fans were being too harsh. He said they just expect you to perform. And if you don't perform, you're going to hear it. I got to take my hat off and tip it to Jameson Taillon, because when we traded for Jameson Taillon, us Yankee fans thought he was going to be the number 2 guy behind Garrett Cole. Never turned into that number 2 guy behind Garrett Cole. Yankee fans did let Jameson Taillon hear it, but he didn't go down the Joey Gallo right, saying, "Oh, well, I blame the fans for why I perform." Blah blah blah. He didn't do all of that. He accepted accountability, and that's what I think a lot of these major league players need to do. You're getting paid millions of dollars to play a children's game. Like, just think of it like that. You're literally getting paid millions of dollars to play a child's game. But Caputo, same question going your way, and then I throw it over to Jonathan. Do you remember a Yankee over the past 20, 30 years, however, that got it as bad as Gallo and Hicks, or Hicks got it this year and Gallo to last year?
Yeah, I think this is the worst I've ever seen. I think these two, there's been other players, superstars that got the treatment like that, like A-Rod. He got it rough in the beginning, if you remember when he got traded over here. Giambi. I mean, there's a few that come to mind, but I think Hicks and Gallo probably take the cake. And these guys they're not even superstars. They're just like scrubs. I mean, they're not – Aaron Hicks is like a nobody. But, yeah, he's getting a lot of heat, and rightfully so. The guy's just – he's not a good player, man. I mean, when he stays healthy, he sucks, and then he's always injured. I mean, he can't even stay on the field. And then when he plays, he's just useless. You see his defense lately? I mean, he's horrible. Defensively, the guy can't even catch a beach ball. I mean,
Yo, that's funny. But no, it's true. At least when it came to Giambi, we could point to the fact, all right, cool, he caught a parasite that infected, I don't know, first of all, that's a weird situation that Giambi went through when he first came with the Yankees. He caught a parasite and his hip or whatever got infected, had to get cortisone sites, got infected again. So, yeah, at least when it comes to Giambi, we could point to an injury. With A-Rod, it was a bit more polarizing because A-Rod just came off of a season where he won the MVP and he hit 50-plus home runs with the Texas Rangers. First year with the Yankees, what he hit, like 33 or 34 home runs, right? So that's why everyone was on A-Rod. But yeah, the money is a part of it also. But Jonathan, same question going your way. Over these past few years, do you remember any Yankee that got it as bad as Gallo or Hicks?
Giambi was the first person that came to my mind, but I guess another guy who was maybe AJ Burnett after the first year.
That was the guy. Yep.
After the first year, AJ Burnett. He was another one who had one good year with the Yankees and then went straight to trade him.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. That's a solid pick because AJ Burnett, he earned his money that first year. That first year he earned his money. Right after that,
win a World Series. That's it.
That's it. You won us a World Series, and that's it. I'm surprised the Yankees were even able to scrape by winning the 2009 World Series because who was our starting rotation? It was CC, it was Pettit. I mean, it was CC, AJ Burnett, and Pettit. Who else?
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's really was our three. And we had Phil Hughes, but he was injured coming out of the bullpen. But we only had 3 starting pitchers. If it was the same playoff structure as it is right now when it comes to the scheduling, I don't think the Yankees would have won the 2009 World Series because they wouldn't have the starting pitchers to go back to back to back like that. But Ivan, same question going your way. When it comes to the Yankees, Aaron Hicks and Gallo, do you remember a play that got it as bad?
I was gonna say Burnett because he went into the toilet. He had like a 5 ERA. Every time he got on the mound, we were just screaming, "Get this guy out of here! Get this guy out of here!" But since I can't use Burnett, I'm going Carl Pavano.
Yeah,
there you go.
Everybody hated the fact that he only played like 19 games for us, and we're paying all this money, and we couldn't get it. We couldn't use that money between him and Jared Wright. We couldn't use that money to go get Cliff Lee and go get other people that we wanted. Jared, Carl Pavano would be my next guy after that because we wanted him out. And the sad part is all these guys that we want out. How about even Sonny Gray? There's another one.
Another one.
Fans wanted him gone. And these guys, New York, the lights were too big. They couldn't play in New York.
I want to ask you, Yankee fans, right? And I'll throw Tyler, I'm coming right over to you right after I ask. I just want to ask this real quick. When it comes to Carl Pavano and Jared Wright, right? The money we use on Carl Pavano and Jared Wright, that's the reason why we didn't sign Carlos Beltran to play center field for the Yankees, right? He wanted to play for the Yankees. He came to the Yankees and said, listen, instead of $150 million, I'll take $100 million from the Yankees in order to play for the Yankees. He wanted to play with the Yankees. I want to ask you guys, if we would have signed Carlos Beltran that offseason instead of Jared Wright and Carl Pavano, do you think Carlos Beltran's clutch bat in the playoffs would have pushed us over the hump in the playoffs? Because if you think about the postseason around that time, we just didn't have a hitter besides Derek Jeter who was able to hit in the playoffs, in the postseason. You think Carlos Beltran would have got us a World Series between 2005 and 2008? Ivan, I'll start with you. What do you think about that?
Yeah, absolutely. We had a lot like this year, dead weight on a team that we couldn't get rid of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jonathan, what's your thought on that? Would you think Beltran would have got us a World Series in that time frame?
I think we probably would have gotten one more during that same season. I don't remember very much what happened in those playoffs. Mm-hmm. Probably the 2005 playoff. I mean,
Kenny Rogers, he beat us with some green gunk he had on his glove. That's about it. Tyler, same question. You think Beltran would have got it?
2012 playoff was terrible.
Yeah. Tyler, you think we would have had one with Beltran?
One more.
TC Stills, what about you?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's hard to say, but yeah, I mean, it's like Ivan was saying. Yeah, we needed some more clutch hitters, and we didn't have it. So he was a star at that time. So
Yeah.
Possibly.
Caputs, what about you, Caputs? What are you thinking? No, Sunil. I know Rogers beat us in 2006, but I was saying from 2005 to 2008. But go ahead, Caputs. What are you thinking?
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
About Beltran. If the Yankees would have signed Beltran in the 2005 offseason instead of Pavano and Jared Wright, you think Beltran would have put us over the hump to win a World Series between 2005 and 2008?
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard to. I mean, I don't have a crystal ball. I mean, the Yankees always failed to hit with runners in scoring position. I mean, if it was over Randy Johnson, I still would have took Randy Johnson. But you talk about Jarrett Wright or Pavano, I would have taken Beltran over. I would have taken Beltran over Pavano and Jarrett Wright. But to say like that would have put us over the hump. I mean, Beltran really only had one great postseason with the Astros. He really just had that one great, playoff appearance, and then that was really it. I mean, after that, he was just like. He died.
No, Beltran's a career 370 hitter in the postseason.
Yeah, no, but he just was known for that run he had with the Astros. I don't think he did that with the Mets or the.
He hit over 350 with the Mets in the postseason.
He choked. He choked. I mean, he choked it in the.
But he still hit over 350 with 7 home runs in the postseason for the Mets.
I wouldn't have. I don't think he was a player that was going to put over the top. So my answer is no.
Okay. All right. Respectfully. Also, as well, let's not feed the trolls in the chat. I see the chat is jinking right now, but let's try to be respectful as we can in the chat. But let's just be respectful as we can in the chat. But Tyler, same question going your way, brother. When it comes to the Yankees over these past few years, do you remember any Yankee that got it bad as Gallo and Hicks? Tyler, can you hear me?
Knobloch, maybe.
Who?
When he couldn't throw the ball to first base.
All right. For me, I would say Pineda when we first got Pineda, because we all thought Pineda was going to be that a number one guy. Never was a number one guy if he wasn't able to use lotion on his neck, like Ivan's doing right now. Let's see, Kevin Brown. Thank you, TC. Kevin Brown, every time he was with the Yankees. I'm surprised nobody brought up Javier Vasquez. Normally Vasquez is one of the guys that Yankee fans love to beat up on. Listen, being Puerto Rican, I love Javier Vasquez. You guys, I'm a big fan of Javier Vasquez. I wish it would have worked out here in New York, but it just never did with him with the Yankees. Everywhere else he went, he was phenomenal. He was phenomenal with the White Sox. He was phenomenal with the Braves. He was phenomenal with the Diamondbacks and the Expos. But with the Yankees, he just couldn't hack it.
How about Jack McDowell?
Jack McDowell, also Jose Contreras. When we first got Jose Contreras from Cuba, everybody thought he was going to be this phenomenal ace. Never was. Hold on 1 second. Check back. Hideki Arabu also is a Kagawa. You guys remember Kagawa with the shades in spring training?
Oh, Hector.
What's up, Capoots?
Rob Thompson asks, here's a fair question. Is Garrett Cole overrated?
Ooh. Oh, Rod, thank you for the question. For me,
I'm not saying
of course you would say Capoots, but for me, this is what I would say. Garrett Cole, since he signed his $300 million contract with the Yankees, he has made every start.
Yeah, he's durable. Very durable.
He's very durable. One of your best abilities is availability.
About him. He's very durable.
One of your best abilities that you can have as a professional athlete is your availability, right? You being available to be on the field to perform. So from that point, I don't think he's overrated. I think he's an ace. Is he the guy that Yankee fans want when it comes to having an ERA under 250, under 2? No, he's not that guy. He's not Nolan Ryan in his prime. He's not Lefty Grove in his prime. He's not Sandy Koufax in his prime. He's not. What he is, when you look at the American League, he's one of the top 5 pitchers in the American League, if not top 3 pitchers in the American League. He's a durable guy that you could pencil him in for 200 innings, 200 strikeouts every year. Right, even when he's struggling, giving up 3 to 4 runs a game, you can still count him in to try to get you deep, at least to the 7th inning minimum. So when it comes to saving your bullpen, when it comes to having that guy that's going to go out there every 5th day, that is Garrett Cole. Now I know a lot of people may feel he's overrated. Me personally, I don't. TC, what about you? And it's going to be the last question before we got to wrap it up. Go ahead, TC.
Well, he did finally show up in the playoffs, and that was a good sign last year. But I don't believe he's lived up to the contract. He hasn't. We expect more, but like you're saying, he's very durable. He's inning eater. He always has high strikeouts. He puts less pressure on the defense. So, I mean, I do it again. I mean, I don't think. I mean, he might be a little overrated, but I think the next couple years he has something to prove, and I think we're going to see the best of Garrett Cole going forward.
I think Carlos Rodon is going to be a psychopath that's going to push him. Yeah. Carlos, there's something about Carlos Rodon that he just seems like he has that little extra gear. But Caputo, same question going your way when it comes to Garrett Cole. Obviously, I know, but what do you think about Garrett before we throw it over to Jonathan?
Yeah, he has to cut off. He's got to cut out his home runs, the fastball command thing. I think if he could cut that out, I think he'll definitely become a better pitcher. That's his whole thing. His fastball command gives up way too many home runs. Hopefully, he could change that this year. And adding Rodon, we just added another ace, so I think now Garrett Cole, it'll take the pressure off of him, and hopefully now he'll pitch, a lot better now. And you got that 1-2 punch in the rotation. You got 2 number ones, and I think the rotation will be definitely a lot more, dominant now. And I hope Garrett Cole pitches like the ace that we expected him to be now, because I think he has been very underwhelming and overrated. So, but he did prove in the playoffs last year that he was great, because he always pitches great in the playoffs. I was disappointed the way he pitched against Houston, but he did dominate. So I got to give him that. But I think Rodon is definitely going to take the pressure off, and I think he'll hopefully he has a big season this year.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said. Jonathan, same question going your way when it comes to Garrett Cole. You think he's overrated? What's your feelings on him, baby?
I don't know about overrated, but I basically agree exactly what Michael just said. He has had so much pressure put on him ever since he signed that contract that adding another pitcher like Rodon can relieve some of that pressure, just like Verlander did when he was on the Astros. And you can see that 20-game winner that we were expected to see.
Yeah, 100% agree. Ivan, same question going your way, brother. When it comes to Garrett Cole, what's your thoughts and sentiments?
Cole's got great skills. Cole's a clubhouse leader, because when he doesn't do well, man, he is annoyed, but he lives up to it. He says, that was my bad. I did bad. But, I think he got that contract using something, because his spin rates have been down ever since they started checking with the umps every inning, and with the pine tar or tact or whatever they were using. So I believe that his spin rates are down, and that's why we're not feeling that he's the ace that we signed. But didn't he set some strikeout or lead the league in strikeouts last year? I mean, he's not overrated. He definitely has skills. And his makeup about wanting to be the leader and wanting to take, he takes credit when he's down and not doing well. He's everything that we wanted out of it. It's just not. He's not Pedro Martinez. He's not Randy Johnson. He's not lighting the world on fire. But he's still getting strikeouts. You know what I mean? Like, he's still there. He's still getting wins, but we've fallen short because we don't hit. That's the reality. When it comes to the playoffs, we get there, and all these power hitters and mistake hitters can't really go up against elite pitching, which is what you see in the playoffs. Cole has been great for us, I think, and it's nice to have it at number 2, maybe to take a little bit of pressure off of him. But I don't think he cares about that. I think he thrives with the pressure. He likes that, but he hasn't not shown up. It's just he hasn't shown up because we haven't won in our minds, and we're like, we want more out of it.
Yeah, I got a good one here in the chat before I throw it over to Tyler. Sunel said the planet Earth has a higher spin rate than Garrett Cole's fastball. Tyler, same question going your way before we close it out for the morning. What's your thoughts when it comes to Garrett Cole? Do you feel he's overrated?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
I think he's definitely a little overrated, because we all expected Houston Garrett Cole.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I listen. Listen, everybody's opinion is welcome, right? You know, Caputo's one of the guys that I joke with on the internet a lot, but you know, Caputo and we have great conversation when it comes to these Yankees. If you guys haven't tuned into BX Sports Jedi, but that's why I met Michael Caputo, BX Sports Jedi. They do great watch-alongs. My man Kev over there do great watch-alongs. Caputo has a segment going on over there that he's what is it? What's the guy from Seinfeld? What's the guy? What's the guy from Seinfeld? No, not Kramer.
Oh, George Costanza.
George Costanza. Yeah, that's what it is. George Costanza, right? He's Michael Caputo's inner child, right? You guys have to understand this, right? Michael Caputo, he cosplays as Costanza, right? That's what it is. But Caputo, I love you, bro. It's all jokes, you know that. Again, appreciate everybody for being on the panel. My man Jonathan, first time seeing you on the panel. Appreciate you. You're more than welcome to come back. Ivan Manny, like always, bro. You know you're more than welcome. Tyler Tabbitt. I'm glad we was able to fix the technical issues that we was having last time you was trying to join. Great to have you. And TC Stills, like always, my man. You already know, open door policy whenever you want to come on. But Caputo, I'm gonna throw it over to you. Give the last words of the day when it comes to the open panel. What do you want the Yankees to focus on for the next week before we come back next week Thursday? Last say is going to you, baby.
A left fielder, obviously a left fielder, maybe another reliever. They have to get another left-handed reliever. And I want to trade Donaldson and Hicks. You know, Donaldson and Hicks and Connor Falefa. I trade them. I mean, and maybe we could get like another infielder, but I don't see if they're going to get a third baseman or a shortstop because they want to go with those, young kids. So I would get another infielder, but knowing them, what they're going to do is they're just going to put Volpe there, Peraza, or DJ LeMahieu at third.
Yeah.
I'm up for trading for another infielder.
Let's see what happens because it's February 2nd. You know, pitchers and catchers, they report February 15th. We're right around the corner. We're literally right around the corner from spring training starting. I can't wait. I know I'm scratching myself like I'm on 1/2 right now, but I can't wait. But guys, appreciate everyone for tuning in. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to the panel for chopping it up as well. Everyone in the chat, my man Rod Thompson, he said, sing the outro, Hector. Listen, not this voice, all right? Not these lung darts that I'll be smoking. You ain't going to hear me singing while I have to smoke a couple long darts. But appreciate everybody for tuning in. Like always, this has been an awesome episode of the Yankees Morning Brew. And peace out. Later, baby.